In recent times, there's been a lot of buzz surrounding Wendy Williams and her former husband, Kevin Hunter, along with his longtime mistress, Sharina Hudson. The drama intensifies with Sharina seemingly trying to shift the blame onto Wendy Williams for her current struggles, despite the fact that Wendy has been facing some of the most challenging years of her life. For the last 2 years, Wendy has been battling severe health issues that have kept her out of the public eye, forcing her to step back and prioritize her own well-being. As we all know, Wendy is the undisputed queen of gossip, and many have missed seeing her on television, especially as her struggles have become more publicized. However, one person who appears to miss Wendy the most is Sharina Hudson. Since the alimony payments from Wendy's ex-husband Kevin Hunter stopped, Sharina and Kevin have been struggling to keep up the lavish lifestyle they were accustomed to when Wendy was still the one supporting them financially. Reports have even surfaced suggesting that Sharina and Kevin's relationship is on the brink of falling apart, with the couple now allegedly living separately. This situation is a far cry from what Sharina likely envisioned when she first got involved with Kevin over 15 years ago, back when Wendy was at the peak of her career and the money train seemed endless. The relationship between Kevin and Wendy has always been complicated, and things took a major turn back in 2010 when Kevin got upset with Wendy for a perceived betrayal. Kevin, who had been involved with Sharina for years, got jealous and angry after he thought Wendy was trying to set up his mistress with someone else. The drama that followed saw Kevin distancing himself from Wendy, and it wasn't long before their relationship began to unravel. This kind of behavior from Kevin was seen as childish and out of touch, considering the adult responsibilities he had as a married man and a father. For years, Kevin was seen as the man behind Wendy's success, serving as her executive producer, but as time went on, it became clear that he was more of a hindrance than a help. Wendy, despite all the personal turmoil, always seemed to have a certain level of professionalism on the outside, but behind the scenes, her marriage to Kevin was deteriorating. She eventually outgrew him both personally and professionally. But Kevin continued to rely on her success to fund his lavish lifestyle, often showering Sharina with expensive gifts and living arrangements. Kevin was also known for gifting Sharina with luxury items such as a $215,000 Ferrari, a collection of diamond necklaces, and a $5,200 Chanel bag. Additionally, he bought the couple a $795,000 home and even funded Sharina's ventures, including a clothing line and a vegan restaurant, although neither of those businesses succeeded. All of these extravagant purchases were made using Wendy's hard-earned money that Kevin and Sharina both expected to continue flowing indefinitely. The situation with Sharina and Kevin began to crumble when Wendy's financial empire started to take a hit due to her health problems. After Wendy's divorce from Kevin, he was still entitled to substantial payments from her, including a monthly alimony check of $250,000 and a portion of her earnings as the executive producer of The Wendy Williams Show. Kevin, however, failed to make wise financial decisions and quickly squandered his wealth. He went to court in 2022 to demand that the alimony payments be reinstated, claiming that he was unable to support his lifestyle and was falling behind on basic expenses like car insurance and credit card bills. Despite Kevin's best efforts to get the payments reinstated, the court ruled against him, saying that Wendy had enough problems of her own without having to deal with his financial woes. Kevin and Sharina were clearly living beyond their means, relying on Wendy's income to fund their luxurious lifestyle. But when that money stopped, they found themselves in a financial crisis. Sharina, who once lived in luxury, had to pack up her belongings and move back to her mother's house after Kevin put their home on the market. It seems that their extravagant lifestyle has come to an abrupt halt, and now Sharina is left with little support from Kevin. There are also reports that Sharina has removed all traces of Kevin from her social media, though they are still following each other on Instagram. The Ferrari Kevin bought for Sharina was repossessed, and her failed vegan restaurant is now closed permanently. Even though Sharina hasn't yet sought child support from Kevin, it's unlikely that he has any money left to offer her. At this point, it seems like Sharina would be better off selling her collection of luxury items rather than waiting for financial support from Kevin. Meanwhile, Kevin has continued to drag Wendy's name through the mud, asking for access to her bank records and making claims that she is broke. This is especially troubling since Wendy's health has reportedly worsened to the point where her finances are now controlled by her legal guardian. Wendy's son, Kevin Jr., is now an adult and could be taking on a more active role in caring for his mother, but instead, it seems that Wendy's entire financial situation is being handled by her legal representatives. The saga of Wendy Williams, Kevin Hunter, and Sharina Hudson is filled with betrayal, scandal, and poor financial decisions. Sharina, in particular, has been criticized for using Kevin as a stepping stone to access Wendy's wealth rather than focusing on building her own career. Many believe that Sharina wasn't truly interested in Kevin, but was instead after Wendy's money all along. The public response has been harsh, with many people expressing disdain for both Sharina and Kevin, feeling that they have taken advantage of Wendy's generosity and have been unsympathetic to her struggles. As things stand now, both Kevin and Sharina are dealing with the consequences of their actions, and it seems unlikely that they'll ever return to the lavish lifestyle they once enjoyed. For now, Wendy continues to fight her health battles, and many hope that she can eventually regain control of her life and her career. Fans have been asking Wendy Williams, "How you doing?" ever since she's been off air. A lot of mystery surrounded the talk show host having abruptly ended The Wendy Williams Show in 2022, as her health became a big concern. Now, we finally know what's going on. Williams has been officially diagnosed with aphasia and dementia. Her team confirmed the news in a statement saying, per Variety, "Over the past few years, questions have been raised at times about Wendy's ability to process information, and many have speculated about Wendy's condition, particularly when she began to lose words, act erratically at times, and have difficulty understanding financial transactions." Her team went on to reveal her aphasia and dementia diagnosis, which causes memory loss and affects communication, per Medical News Today. After delaying her 13th season, The Wendy Williams Show officially ended in 2022. At this point, people were already worried about Williams as she was placed under a guardianship regarding her finances. Not only that, but after her show ended, she also checked into a mental health facility. Williams seemingly went into hiding at that point, as she was rarely seen out in public. And when she did go out, it only raised fans' concern as it was clear her physical appearance was changing and she would trip up on words. Williams lost a significant amount of weight, and many speculated that serious health issues were occurring, per TMZ. Wendy Williams has always been willing to share her personal health struggles. In 2018, she revealed that she was diagnosed with Graves' disease, which affects the thyroid and thyroid tissue per people. And just a year later, she opened up about her diagnosis of lymphedema, which causes swelling in the limbs. Although Williams was open about her health struggles, her disappearance in recent years and significant physical changes made it clear there were serious issues going on. Just a day before her health diagnosis was made public, Williams's family spoke to people about how the talk show host was doing. Wanda Finney, Williams' sister, told the outlet, "I spoke with her yesterday, and I speak with her very regularly when she reaches out to me. She is, from what I understand, in a wellness healing type of environment." More information about Williams' health is expected to be unveiled in her Lifetime documentary, Where is Wendy Williams?, which is set to be released on February 24, 2024. In a teaser for the documentary, we even see her driver raise concern about her memory per people. I don't know what the hell is going on, the driver says. I think she's losing memory. She doesn't know who I am sometimes. The documentary was filmed ahead of her diagnosis, but now those closest to her and the rest of the world have a deeper understanding of the health struggles she is facing. We all know that Wendy Williams is never the one to shy away from throwing shade. However, in a late January 2021 episode of The Wendy Williams Show, Wendy's shady comments got rather personal after sharing a clip from her documentary film, Wendy Williams, What a Mess, which is set to follow the premiere of her Lifetime biopic, Wendy Williams, the movie in January 2021. The talk show host welcomed her ex-husband's alleged mistress, Sharina Hudson, to her Hot Topics segment. "Welcome to Hot Topics, Sharina Hudson," Williams said, taking a sip from her tea. "Getting out of my car with my money." In a bold move, one in true Wendy fashion, she left her audience stunned by name-dropping the baby her ex-husband, Kevin Hunter, allegedly fathered with the massage therapist, per Entertainment Tonight Canada. The controversial talk show host continued with a vicious smile. "Good morning, Journey. She'll be almost 3. I think she'll be 3 next month, don't you know?" Yikes. Although it is not the first time that Williams has publicly addressed Hudson and Hunter's alleged affair on her show, the shocking moment has everybody talking about how the TV personality really feels about Sharina Hudson. Even after divorcing Kevin Hunter in 2019, after 22 years of marriage, amid his cheating scandal, Wendy Williams has found it in her heart to forgive him. "I don't regret meeting him. I don't regret falling in love with him," she told Entertainment Tonight Canada in January 2021. "I don't regret expressing my love on radio and TV about him, even though I knew that he was a cheat and I knew was going to divorce him." Although she may have forgiven her ex, Williams is not extending that same grace to his alleged mistress, Sharina Hudson. When asked if she ever met Hudson's child, she had a simple yet shady answer. "No, why would I want to meet her? I don't know her, and I don't want to know her. She'll want to meet me first, though." Additionally, she told Entertainment Tonight that while she expects to see Hunter at their son, Kevin Hunter Jr.'s college graduation and other important family events, she also expects him not to have a lady on his arm. "His dad will always be his dad. I haven't seen change in that way from him," she said. "But what I do see is my tolerance from afar to understand that he will be required to be at Kevin's graduation from college, and he will be required to have better taste than to bring the side piece and the little girl, because I would not bring the next man to my son's college graduation." It seems that Kevin Hunter, Wendy Williams' ex-husband, might have popped the question to his girlfriend and mother of his youngest child, Sharina Hudson. As reported by Page 6, Hunter is believed to have been dating Hudson since 2009, while he was still married to the Wendy Williams Show creator. The woman was rumored to have lived in a New York apartment for years, on Hunter's expense. Then, in 2019, Hudson gave birth to a child, believed to be Hunter's, while Williams was working on her sobriety. This is a crazy situation. Wendy is in a halfway house fighting for her sobriety, while her husband is at the side of his mistress who is giving birth to a baby, a source told Page 6 at the time. That same year, Williams filed for divorce after more than 20 years of marriage, per CNN. The divorce was finalized in 2020. After 9 months, "Yes, I am fully divorced," Williams confirmed on Late Night with Jimmy Fallon in January of that year. She also announced that she left New Jersey for good. "It was 25 years I don't regret, but you know what? Sometimes people move on with their lives, and I have to tell you something," Williams continued. I no longer live in Jersey. It is Wendy in the city." Her ex-husband has clearly moved on too, judging by his girlfriend's new piece of jewelry.